everyone, let's talk about why exercise is so important. Step number one, all we gotta do is walk out the front door. Now take a look at that door right there, and we're gonna head out there, sneak past whoever's out there, and head out to the car right there. Then we're gonna walk down the street, nice and easy. So by now, you should know the routine. Walk out the front door, pretend we're going to the car. Then we pull a fast one. And we just keep going. So let's talk about why we're doing this. Because, remember, this video is about why exercise is so important. Let me ask you a question. These past few days, haven't you done more than you ever have before? Simply because you exercised. Well, the answer is yes. And don't you feel more inclined to exercise today? Simply because you exercised. Yes. And would you agree that if you look at your big list of tasks in front of you and tell yourself, seems like that's a lot of stuff to do. I'm kind of running out of energy. Maybe I should exercise. So that way I can get stronger, build up my energy, and then I can do those tasks. The answer is yes. Let me ask you some more questions. Would you like to have a decent sized body? You know, be strong, look good. I think the answer is yes. Another question. Would you like to encounter people on the street and maybe in other locations, etc.? Build up your social skills. I think the answer is yes. You want to avoid loud noises like that? I think the answer is yes. So now let's just talk about mind, body, and spirit, because obviously exercise is body. Really important for us to do that. Now our mind is our intelligence, right? Like how strong we can think. And we have spirit, which is how we feel, our emotions. These three things are connected. Mind, body, and spirit. Emotions make us feel a certain way, whether we like something or not something, whether we're angry, sad, happy, whether we're bored. We have to be able to control our emotions. It's gonna influence our actions incredibly. Our emotions. I mean, you know the stock market. And the reason why the prices go up and down is because of people's emotions. Like it literally doesn't move for any other reason besides someone's emotion. Because you're thinking, well, I want to make more money. Well, why? Because it's going to make you feel better. In the end, whatever you want with that. Okay. But if you're on the losing side, I'm gonna lose money. Oh man. And you sell, even though it might not be the best thing to do. So all I'm saying is emotions influence your actions incredibly. Now what about your mind? Well, your mind is your intelligence, your skills, what you know, what you can do, you know, your experiences, your knowledge, your memory. That's your mind. You have to be able to remember things. You have to be able to learn things. You have to understand concepts and make connections. You have to be able to create ideas, new ideas every day. And I've heard that people can get into these writer's blocks or don't know what else to think of or run out of ideas, but you can't. You can't do that. You can't run out of ideas. It's impossible. Yeah, there's always a new idea. There's always a new idea. And next time, be more economical. That's it. Those two secrets. There's more secrets. I have a lot of secrets on my wall. I don't see them right now because they're not in front of me, but I know a lot of secrets in my head on my wall. Number one, there's always a new idea. And number two, next time, be more economical. Simple. When you keep things simple, you can remember things. And that's how you improve your mind. Constantly remembering things, making things simple, making your mind stronger. Another third thing, body. So far we understand our spirit guides our actions based on our desired outcomes. We have decisions to make. Our mind helps us to evaluate those decisions and consider our strengths and weaknesses and follow through. Well, the third step is the body. That body allows you to follow through and fulfill those requests, those tasks. Because without your body, you have no control over your mind. Get that? It's like being in a car. And yeah, you're the driver and you're inside your car. You know where to go, but your car doesn't start. How many of you guys feel like that? How many of you guys feel like you know where to go? You have a plan. You're ready to drive your car, and you're sitting in your driver's seat, and you're trying to turn the car wheel. Trying to start it, but it just doesn't start. It goes, but it just doesn't start. How many of you guys feel like that? Comment below and tell me that. Because you see, I think it's just a simple matter of beginning an exercise routine and just doing it. And continuing to just improve your body, because that is indeed the vehicle at which we can execute our tasks. If we don't have a vehicle, then how are we going to control the mind? How are we going to please the spirit? How are you going to do what your mind tells you to do if you don't have a vehicle? And if you're not doing what your mind tells you to do, your emotions are going to get you down. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel like nothing's happening. You're going to feel like you're wasting your time because you've got this plan and you know what you're supposed to do, but then you get in your car, you get in your vehicle, get in your body, and try to execute, and it doesn't happen. Now, I've been at this for a really long time, this whole game. You know, entrepreneurship and business and whatnot. I've been at this for a long time. 10 years, I guess. And, I've had successes. Some of, like, say, 30%, 40%, 20 to 40% successful, maybe half, I don't know. So it's a pretty small portion of successes and a lot of failures. Man, we're talking 60, 70% of all the stuff I've done, 80% of all the stuff I've done has been failure. And it's kind of like a daily thing. I'm like, man, did I choose the right thing to do? What's the future gonna look like? Did I do enough in my past? The truth is, my emotions, the spirit, maybe it took a little longer. I think my mind was much more prepared to take on the task. First it was the mind, then it was the spirit, the emotions, I really did believe that it was gonna happen, in a sense. In the beginning, I didn't really believe it. I was like, is this even possible? Like, what's going on? So my mind was learning about how to develop a business and start taking steps forward. My mind was learning about this, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. I think it's gonna, I think it's gonna work. Eventually, I really do see successes, right? So my emotion starts to bolster that. It makes it really be part of who I am now, because I really believe it. It's in my mind. It's part of me. But the third step is the body, and well, I've never really been an athletic person. I don't really like running around anymore. Used to, back when I was a kid, but not anymore. So, I just feel like I have other better things to do with my time. But, I think, and these past couple of days have proven it, and I do believe everything so far is just a continuous proving point that you gotta do stuff. You gotta just do it. Like exercise. So, it's super simple. All we gotta do is get up, walk out the front door, and walk past your car and go down the street, walk around the block. I'm already getting tired. This is only my third day. But that is why exercise is so important. It's gonna tie everything together. It's kind of like those video games where it's like you're gonna be the warrior, the mage, and I guess it's not really a good example, but it's kind of like, if you were in school, like back in school, there was like the athletes and the jocks, and then there was the nerds, right? So it's kind of like the nerds are like, hey, the jocks are really dumb, they're not smart. But then the athletes are like, those guys can't do shit, we're gonna beat them up. So you got your strengths and your weaknesses. But what if you were just, both? You're both strong and smart. And it's kind of like, you're trying to do this, but you can't even do that. Like you can't even like walk down the street. How you gonna make $1 million? Haven't you ever thought about being in those video games and being the person in the video game, like the parkour and the jumping over things and the climbing mountains and all that cool stuff? Man, imagine if you could actually do that. And one more thing, this isn't a waste of time. You're leveraging your time. So there's this skill in music called ear training, and this skill is very important for music. It's very difficult to develop this skill, but it's critical. And even if you only have a little bit of it, you can make amazing music. The more you have of this skill, the better your music becomes exponentially. So that's kind of like what the body is. It's your exponential results. You get a little stronger and you're gonna get 10 times more results in any other part of your life. Bullets, ammo, guns, the bigger weapon, the stronger body, the bigger creature. Right? Isn't that the circle of life? From the very beginning, we've been trying to become the strongest physical creature on the planet so that we could survive as being the strongest. So it makes sense that that should be one of our top priorities, to strive to be the strongest physical that we could have in order to be the strongest on the planet. The strongest will survive. That's how it works.